doing? How y'all doing? Yes. It is a bright and early morning. Thank you, Jesus. We always gotta thank God, man. You know, we alive and well. You know, we woken up. We're able just to see another day. You know, and that's why we always gotta thank God. Just like we have free will, God has free will, you know? And I guarantee you, God's free will is very, 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 very different from our free will. You know, I can barely see y'all. So these sunglasses I have right here, it's just like so dark. So it makes everything look so dark. So now, like, alright, so like if I was to do something on my phone, right, I could barely see because it's just so dark. But this freaking sun is in my eyes and I could barely see. It stinks, y'all. But anyway, I thank God for everything, you know? What are we going to talk about today, y'all? What are we going to talk about today? So last week, I did a video on common courtesy, right? Common courtesy. Because it's something that we desire, right? It's something that we desire from somebody, right? Whether it's your partner, whether it's your job, whether it's whoever, right? And in our minds, we think that common courtesy is supposed to be just like a natural human instinct, right? But a lot of times it's not like that. A lot of times it's not a human instinct. A lot of times it's not even just a thing that people just normally do, whatever, right? So the biggest thing though is this. The biggest thing is how you respond when people don't give you that common courtesy, right? So it's almost like I'm trying to think of an example. It's like driving, right? You are merging onto the highway. You expect someone to give you that common courtesy just to let you through, right? But especially if you're driving in Dallas, cars is driving by, and you gotta find the right time just to squeeze right in, right? But like I said, not everybody's going to extend that common courtesy to you. So what are you going to do? You're going to get mad? You're going to get frustrated? I mean, you probably will get mad, yeah. But being frustrated, is that really what we should be doing? Is just getting frustrated just because the common courtesy wasn't issued to us? No, we shouldn't get mad. We shouldn't get frustrated. But it's going to give us time. We're going to have to give ourselves time just to get over that, right? And I started thinking about if it's a 5, actually, if it's more of a 7 to 10, I'm going to get frustrated about it, and then I'm going to, of course, want to talk about it, right, to somebody, right? But if it's below like a 7, man, dude, I'm letting that go. I'm like, I don't care, you know? Like 7 or higher is something that you should address, right? To somebody, right? Like, hey, you know, you always do this or you always do that, and I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. All right, let's talk about it. You know, but when it comes to something that's below a 7, it's like, listen, I'm gonna get over it. I don't know when, I don't know how long, but I'm gonna get over it. I'm gonna just let it slide. I'm just gonna let it I'm just gonna let it be. I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be in my feelings real quick. But you know what? Vaya con Dios. Go with God. You know, I'm just gonna do my thing. I'm just gonna do my thing. Whatever, right? And then just try to get into that mode of just like, you know what? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. So that's why I say a lot of times it's like how you respond to that moment. That's what the biggest thing is for us, right? It's how you respond to that moment. That's one of the things that is the real questionable thing, right? Is like, okay, so this happens to you, how do you respond to that? Or that happens to you, how do you respond to that? How do you like, what do you say in that moment, right? And like I said, you can either get mad, you get frustrated, you can do this, get that, you curse, it's up to you what you do, right? Because it's your actions, it's how you feel, it's whatever, right? But that's why I said it's how you respond in that. Oh, they built that apartment building fast. I think it's an apartment building. It's either an apartment building or something else. I don't know. But they be building stuff fast out here and in the DFW area, man. Golly. No wonder why people be moving out here real quick. Anyway, but yeah, I think that's how life is, right? Life is actions and reactions. Actions and reactions, right? Something happens to you, that's the action. How you respond to it, that's the reaction. So either something can happen to you and you can respond in a way that's just like, I don't know, you know? Or something happens to you and you can say, you know what? Give me a second to think about this. Give me a second just to respond in this way. Give me a second just to react. And then give yourself time to think and say, you know what? It's all good. It's all good. You know? Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? Are y'all doing what I'm saying? Or am I just talking just to talk? But I think that's how it should be, right? Or rather, that's how it is. But once again, that's what life is all about. Life is all about actions and reactions. Something happens to you, how do you react in that moment? And a lot of times our lives are like that. A lot of times our lives are an action and reaction, you know? Because we act in a certain way, and then once you act in that certain way, there's going to be a reaction that usually follows after that. So how do you balance that? How do you you know? And that's really it, y'all. That's really the gist of it, you know? Actions and reactions, man. Like, you're not always, and of course a lot of times you're not always going to come to the best solution. You're not always going to come to the best reaction to that action that has happened. But yet it's you're not always going to come to the best reaction of the action that happened to you. But that's a point in time where you just gotta just stop and think. Even in your bad reaction, that's the time where you just gotta stop and think about what happened that made me. What happened that made me react in that way? What can I do differently next time that I won't be able to react in the way that I did? What can I do? And that's how life is a lot of times. Life is, it's all about, okay, so you did this, okay, but next time, what can you do differently? What can you do differently next time that will set you up in a better way? What can you do differently? That's why I said it's all about actions and reactions. And like I said before too, is that we do things we do things that always gains a reaction out of things, you know? And it doesn't matter what it is. It's actions and reactions, y'all. Man. On to the next topic. Next topic is actually not really a topic. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. But listen, let me tell y'all something. Life is not always going to be what you want. Shocker, right? No, it's not. You knew that. Life is not going to be always what you want, right? So you have this plan, you have this idea, you have this whatever, right? So, and then you have this plan, this idea, this whatever, and then you plan it out a certain way, or you want it to go a certain way, and a lot of times it doesn't happen like that. A lot of times it doesn't. Life doesn't give you the outcome that you want. So, you may say to yourself, you know what, I want to be successful, right? I want to be successful. How can I be successful, right? So now you got to think of an idea that's going to make you successful, right? You got to think of an idea that's going to grant you the success that you want and need in life, right? Okay, so now, all right, so I got my idea. Okay, now the planning part. Okay, so how can I get my idea from my head to paper, and then from paper to whatever, just to make it in life? Okay, so all right. So I got my idea, right? Okay, so let me write my idea down now. So I write my idea down, right, on how to on what I want. So I got the idea in my head. Now I'm writing down on paper now. So now when I write down on paper, now it's no longer just in my head now. Now it's on paper, right? So now I got it on paper, and then okay. So now how can I execute this so that I can be successful? Okay, now I gotta think. You got this way. And a lot of times you have your losses, and then you have your wins, right? You have your wins, you have your losses. You have your wins, you have your losses. And that's just how the cycle goes, right? The cycle goes from wins to losses, wins to losses, wins to losses, wins to losses. And but what I'm trying to say is that there are things that we plan out in life that it doesn't go the way that we want to. We may plan to be successful, and we may say, you know what, I'm going to do it A, B, C, D, E, F, G way, right? I'm going to do it this way. But there's going to be times that you're going to do it this way, jump to the other one, and then back to this way, then back to this way, then back to this way, back to this, you know? But there's no set way of doing stuff. There's no set way of saying, you know what, it's got to be this way, and then no. Life doesn't work out like that. Life works out that you have it in your idea, you have the idea in your head, and then now you gotta do it, but yet you gotta realize that there are going to be ways that you're going to stumble, fumble, and regain it, and then go back again and stumble and fumble, and then, you know, it's like a back and forth type of thing, back and forth. And that's just how life is, y'all. That's how life is. But that's life. That's life. Life doesn't work out the way you want it to work out. It does not. It does not. I can't say nothing else to that. Like, I just can't. I just can't. But anyway, y'all, so log on to PerkinsCloset.com, y'all. We have a lot of t-shirts up there. We have a lot of hoodies. We have hoodies out there. We have sweatshirts, crew neck sweatshirts, ones without the hoods. We're coming up with some new shirts. Well, I'm trying to come up with some new shirts, but the person that I went to, they're slacking a little bit. So, but that's that. But log on to PerkinsCloset.com. We have a lot of good stuff on there. I really think it's a lot of good stuff. I really think it's good quality stuff. So y'all definitely go ahead and check it out. And I'll see y'all next time. All right.